Salute and welcome to the Stories and Cocktails podcast, where you will enjoy an entertaining short story from acclaimed humor columnist Rob Kreider. Story time is the family portion of the show. Then we move on from the stories to the cocktails. This is where the alcohol and the not safe for work portion of the show takes over, as Rob and his wife /editor /muse Sara Kreider are taking some adult beverages to provide you with a behind-the-scenes recap of what really inspired the original story. Put your feet up, relax, and enjoy yourself a round of stories and cocktails. Cheers.
This article is called, Hey, Disney Stole My Wallet by Rob Kreider. Hey, that's me. My son is 4 years old. 4 is an ironic age, where kids know how to properly use a toilet, but they can't pull their pants down by themselves. At 4, kids want to show a little independence and try to walk 4 steps ahead of you, but tears stream down their faces if they accidentally get 5 steps ahead. At 4, the contradictions never stop. My son loves trains. He has model trains, train bedsheets, train underwear, but he absolutely won't get on a train. My son loves playing in the dirt, but hates to have his hands dirty. The newest paradox I found with my son is that he loves watching movies, but refuses to take one step inside a movie theater. Recently, I got to experience Disney's movie marketing genius and hypnotic powers in full force. My son had been talking incessantly about the new Disney movie, Atlantis. One morning, I was watching cartoons with him and saw 3 commercials for the movie and 2 commercials for the film's toys. Then I poured him some more cereal, and an Atlantis toy fell out of the box. After an hour of Saturday morning TV and kids cereal, I myself felt an urgency to go see Atlantis. So I pitched the idea to my son. Hey, let's go see Atlantis. He said, yeah, go to the store and rent it, Dad. At 4, kids understand what a summer blockbuster is, but they don't understand that it won't be available to rent at Blockbuster until next summer. I told my son that we could go see the movie on the big, huge screen. He said he wanted to go see it at a little theater. I told him that we could get popcorn, and he said we could make popcorn in the microwave. I told my son that we were going to the movies if he liked it or not, even if he cried through the entire movie. This is where my wife, whom I love, interjected with a cross look and asked, who's the one who wants to see Atlantis, him or you? She was right. I got so caught up in the Disney marketing machine that I was losing sight of the big picture, which was spending some quality time with my son doing something he would enjoy. One of the problems with raising a 4-year-old is they're scared of things that are actually fun, like big slides or rides at Disneyland or the local fair. You know, after your kid goes down that slide, he'll like it, but it's that first push down the slide that's questionable. Now, if you force your kid down the slide, he might hate slides for the rest of his life and blame you for it. The end result being social dysfunction, therapy, and you can forget about high school football. I still wanted to go to the movies, so I used the age-old parent trick of bribery. I told my son I'd get him a big soda with a straw, and that was the ticket. He loves cola with straws, even though he can't get the straw out of the paper wrapping all by himself. We were on our way to the theater. Once we arrived, I bought him the biggest soda they had. It was as tall as he was. I also got him all the candy he wanted. I was hoping to keep his mind off of the theater and on the candy. At theater prices these days, this little ploy turned out to be very costly for Dad. So, my son was ready for the theater experience. 3 feet tall, holding a supersized soda with straw and a ton of candy. He could barely stand. We walked to the theater door, and he stopped dead in his tracks. I held the door open and said, let's go. It's dark in there. I know, it's a movie theater. It's dark so you can see the movie better. It's dark in there. I want to go home. I coaxed him in the door with a trail of juicy fruits, and we found a seat. I saw lots of other parents and children loaded down with treats. I wasn't alone. My son seemed a little unsure. I told him to relax, and this was going to be really fun. It's dark in here, is all he would say. The movie began, and everything turned out pretty well. My son happily sucked on his straw and ate 10 pounds of candy at $50 per pound. He was content and only talked during the particularly quiet parts of the movie. The whole theater could hear, Dad, is that the lost city of Atlantis? Shh, yes. Dad, it's dark in here. The trip to the movies turned out to be a success for everyone. My son was happy and had a belly full of candy, and I got to see Atlantis. And Disney and the theater got all of my money. It was dark in there, Dad. By the way, my son needed to use the bathroom 5 minutes before the end of the movie.
Okay, folks, it's time to pop that top and let's get to those cocktails.
Hey, welcome to Stories and Cocktails Podcast. Drunken portion of the show. We're coming to you live on tape from Savannah, Georgia.
Where the peaches are.
The Peaches.
We haven't had any peaches yet, though.
So this is actually the marked safe from Florida episode. We just left Florida. We spent a number of days there, and we survived it, baby. We got out alive.
Oh, barely. My liver may never be the same.
But we did survive it. We did have some motorhome issues that got resolved with just using your wallet.
Oh, yeah.
And we got out of Florida. Not all of our money came out of Florida, but our bodies did.
Our bodies came out
Yes,
of
we did
Florida.
get out of Florida. We went all the way down to the Florida Keys.
Yes.
It is the southernmost place in America.
Key West, yeah.
Yeah, they have this big old thing, and you can stand by it and be like, look at me. I'm in the southernmost place in Florida.
And of course we did. You're making
fuck yeah,
fun
we
of
did.
it, but we're all about that shit.
I couldn't get there fast enough. I
Yeah.
was super excited about it.
So the Keys were fantastic. Everything that they say about him, Jimmy Buffett, he didn't lie. They were phenomenal.
Jimmy Buffett's no dummy.
But it got very, very hot there and humid there. And it was especially hot and humid for us because our AC broke.
We thought it was hot, but the locals said, today's the best weather you'll ever see here. It gets hot later. And we're like, it's hot enough.
It's hot enough.
We've had enough.
But even the locals said, this isn't anything that my AC can't handle. And I was like, well, must be nice. Our AC.
Well, look
is
at you. What did you
broken.
call your butler and tell him to turn the AC on before you got home?
Exactly.
Because our AC doesn't work.
So what I found out about myself, I've never been that modest of a person to begin with, but when the AC broke, we couldn't close the windows. Like what little minuscule breeze there was, I wanted it to come through the windows. So we couldn't close the windows. We couldn't shut the blinds because on an RV, the blinds are like thick vinyl. If you're going to shut the blinds, you might as well shut the windows. So I became quite the exhibitionist just out of desperation. I didn't care.
You didn't give two fucks who saw your lady parts.
When you're living in an RV, you're living in a fishbowl. We are parked side by side next to each other. All the windows are right at the same height. You can borrow a cup of sugar from each other in the morning. So normally I try to be a little more private. But in Key Largo, I was like, hey, sorry, y'all. You all know our AC is broken. It's been a whole park affair. You watch the mobile guy come. You see us sweating. You see us being miserable.
Yeah, the guy I never met before is like, how's it going with that AC? I'm like, oh, geez, I guess there's no privacy here.
Yeah, well, when the mobile van pulls up and everybody gets on the roof and, there's pictures and he's shouting down from the roof, it's busted. You guys are fucked. And we're like, oh,
He said, I got good news and bad news. And I was like, okay, cool.
Oh, yeah, that was
And
fucked
then,
up.
so then I'm like, what's the good news? He's like, the good news is I know what the problem is. The bad news is you need a whole new unit. I'm just
Yeah.
like, I don't think that's good news, sir. That's
No.
bad news. You just say, I have bad news. This whole thing has to be replaced. Oh, more bad news. I don't have it.
He's like, I've got good news and bad news. The good news is I know how to do my job. And I have assessed that this thing is broken. I'm like, dude, I assessed that this morning from inside the RV.
I knew it was broken when my nuts were hanging down by my legs.
Exactly.
And I was like, hey, my knees are being touched by my testicles right now. The AC is broken. Don't charge me $250 to tell me that.
So yes, our broken AC became an entire park affair. And I just walked around inside our RV with no clothes on, and I don't even give a shit who looks. And then later I at least put my bathing suit on, and I never just walk around in my bathing suit. And I just wore my bathing suit for like 36 hours straight. I did the laundry in it. If there was anyone that was like, can't she at least put a cover up on? I'm like, hey, funny story. I have a cover up.
Yeah,
but
that was in
fuck you.
Miami.
I'm not wearing it.
It's too hot for the fucking cover up. It
hot.
doesn't cover anything up.
Yeah, like, hey, you want to invite me into your RV to cool off in your AC? I'll put some fucking clothes on. Until then, mind your business.
I'll do nasty shit to get in your AC right now. That's the thing that nobody offered. I'm like, dude, you don't realize how hot she is. She will do anything to get in somebody's air conditioning right now. Anything.
Hot
She's like-
temperature,
she's like,
not hot sexy.
Fuck this marriage. I'll blow a guy to get some AC for 10 minutes.
Yeah, but I was a sweaty bag of trash. So they were just like, oh, no.
Guys
no.
looking for blowjobs don't care.
Well, no one offered me that.
Big mistake. Next time I'm in an RV spot and I see a sweaty lady, I'm like, lady, would you like some air conditioning?
Oh, that'll be really uncomfortable because I'm inside with the air conditioning as well.
I'm like, honey, look away. I'm like, listen, you remember what it was like. She wants me to do this. I'm doing her a favor. And I
What
think
is wrong with
for
you?
womankind, you're like, you know what? It's the right thing. Go ahead and let her blow you so she can get some air conditioning. I'm like, I know. I'm like, the longer she takes, the more air conditioning she gets. Because as soon as it's done, get the fuck out.
Oh, joke's on you. I say, come on in. Cool off with me. Let's hang out. Here's a drink. And then I look at you and go, honey, go climb up on her roof and see if you can figure out what's wrong with her air conditioner.
Exactly. Going out with her sweaty husband. He's
Yeah.
scratching his head right now, going like, I don't know, I think we're fucked. I'm like, I hope you have some money, dude. This is going to be expensive.
The first RV repairman that came, very nice, came at a moment's notice. I appreciated that because we were dying. Showed up with his wife, and they were the two most in shape motherfuckers we've ever seen in our lives. Right?
They were beautiful people.
They were beautiful people. And
They made me feel bad about myself.
and not like, usually it's like a beautiful person. You're like, well, you were 32. I was fucking beautiful when I was 32 too. I wasn't, but in my mind, I'm like, yeah, when I was 32.
Youth is beautiful,
Yeah.
regardless.
They were not that much younger than us.
Maybe 3 years.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. They were pretty much our age peers, but they were in phenomenal shape. And so then she says, yeah, anybody can do it. You can get, they're like, well, we can't fix it because you're not going to be here long enough. Or we're in Key Largo. It's not like there's a Home Depot down the street. You're going to have to go on to the next spot and hopefully get it fixed. But then she says, anyone can do it. It's just 4 bolts. So I see you kind of light up. You're like, well, fuck, I can do it then. Then she says, the difficult part is getting it on the roof. So then I'm like, oh, darn. We're going to have to hire
70
someone.
pounds, you got to get it on the roof.
Then she says, it takes both of us to get on the roof. And you're looking at me like, see, honey, we can do it. And I'm just like, bitch, you better get out of my campsite bringing these crazy ideas that a husband and wife team can get a 70-pound AC up on the roof.
Well, she didn't know who your husband was. You're like, listen, you tell him that. He's like, I can save us $7. Just get over here and throw your back out while I'm lugging this fucking thing up the ladder.
You were.
And I was like, we can do it. We can do it.
You're like, hey, she can do it. And I'm like, she owns a CrossFit gym. That's her second business. I've never even stepped foot in a CrossFit
That literally
gym.
is their job. They own a CrossFit gym.
Yes, because you asked him. He's like, hey, bad news, you need a new AC. And you're like, hey, what do you do to work out? You guys are incredibly sexy.
I was more specific. I said, hey, thanks for the information on the air conditioning. I do have one more question, though. And he's like, okay, yeah, like, what wire is it? Like, how many amps do you need? I'm like, so listen, you guys are both in incredible shape. Like, what's your routine, And then he's just like, well, I don't drink all day and drive around my RV eating fried food like you fat fuck. I'm like, oh, shit, is that it? I'm like, that seems pretty on the nose.
No, they were, if I were like more prone to like signs, I would be like, I think they were assigned to us to clean up our act because not only were they just, in incredible shape, their story was amazing. They're like, oh, you guys are traveling around the country in your RV. Yes, we are. Well, we did something similar. Oh, you guys have a podcast. You're spreading messages. Yes, we are. We did something similar. I'm like, oh, you got fucked up and drunk and you did a podcast about stupid shit? She's like, well, no. He survived cancer. And so we just spread the word and just helped uplift people. And we've saved 92 lives.
They're shipping people to like Italy to go some doctor to get fucking like some special treatment. They're like, we saved 92 people's lives. I'm just like, yeah, but did you fix my AC? Because right now I got one wife in here and she's about to lose her fucking life.
I'm like, I think we might make 4 people laugh during their morning commute sometimes.
Exactly.
And then we just annoy a lot of other people.
Laughter is the best medicine. Obviously, we need to keep us going here.
But I did feel like, fuck, maybe we should clean up our lives a little bit. Do a little CrossFit, eat better. Oh, because that was the other thing, too. When you asked, all cringy, like, how do you get in such good shape? Why do you guys look so good? They also did intermittent fasting.
They were on an 8 and 16.
Yeah.
He barely fucking eats.
Yeah. No, it was like a 4 and 20. I'm not kidding. He was like, we only eat in a 4-hour window.
Yeah.
And I was like,
I just eat heads of lettuce like a manatee.
I'm like, you eat every 4 hours? Because that's what I do.
Exactly. With snacks in between.
I'm up for 16, so I eat 4 times a day.
Yeah, come on, man.
4th meal.
What are you fucking doing here?
I'm like, hey, where's the Taco Bell in this place anyway?
Exactly. I can't find a Jack in the Box anywhere. I need some tacos, motherfucker.
DoorDash has been hard to come by. Between the Keys and then Orlando, Disneyland. Like, once Disney gets you on their property, they're just like, all you can have is fucking Disney. You want a Mickey pretzel? No, I want Jack in the Box taco. Nope, can't get those.
We do have Mickey pretzels for you.
We got
a
Mickey
special
pretzels.
price for that.
Yeah, exactly.
You want cheese? Well, that's separate.
But before we left the Keys and before I became a nudist,
yes,
you did some nudity of your own.
Yeah, well, you kind of suckered me into that. So we were told there is a bar on Duval Street. Most of the bars are on Duval Street. And it's called the Whistle Stop. But on the 3rd floor, it's called the Garden of Eden. And it's supposed to be clothing optional. Now, I don't know why I would care about that. Because right now, it doesn't sound interesting to me at all. But at the time, when someone brokered this idea, they're like, hey, buddy, there's a fucking bar in this town where you can take your clothes off. I was like, fuck yeah, we got to get there.
It's your fault. It's your fault. Because we have phones. I open the phone and I just say, Apple, find me, Siri, find me a bar. And I find us a bar. But you go to every new town and you like to find any fucking local. And you just say, hey, what is there to do around here? And you keep getting us into trouble by asking this question. You finally said, you know what? I'm fucking done listening to locals. I don't want to do local shit. I just want to do
Yeah,
touristy
I gotta stop
stuff.
talking to townies.
Yeah, exactly. That's how you end up at the Pensacola trifecta, just feeling like fucking shit the whole next day. That's how you end up at the Garden of Eden.
That's
So
how I
you-
ended up in that meth deal one time.
Right? So you end up, again, talking to a local. Well, yeah, what do you think that we should do here? And she tells us there's the whistle stop, the third floor, clothing optional.
I think she just wanted to see my dingling.
Instantly, both of us are like, no, we're not going to do that. And then one drink turned into 4. And then it was like, who's going to do it? One of us has to do it. It'll be so fucking funny. And I mean, we both knew it was going to be you.
I was pretty sure it was going to be you because you started getting excited about it. And I was like, oh, maybe this is like the new version of my wife I haven't seen before. She wants to go to this nudist bar. Let's fucking go. So then we start going. You're trying to rush me there.
It was never going to be me.
And I was just trying to stop at every single bar between wherever we heard that news and the whistle stop to get liquored up enough to get naked.
Yeah.
And then I started talking to more locals. I'm like, hey, man, this Garden of Eden, like, what's the story? And that was getting conflicting data, right? So I'm asking the locals, like, hey, man, what's the story there? And this one guy's like, oh, dude, you don't want to go there, man. You don't want to go there. I'm like, why not? He's like, it'll just be like 71-year-old old dudes with their dicks out. I'm just like, oh. Well, I've seen that before. I've been to Beta Breckers. Like, I've seen a lot of 71-year-old dudes. And apparently when you turn 71, you just want to have your dick out. You're just to be excited about that. You're just
And
like,
pierce.
is there any place I can have this motherfucker out? I'm going to go there. So they all kind of flocked to that
Well,
place.
come on, dude. If you pierced your dick, wouldn't you want to have it out too?
So I'm just like, okay, that's not
Because your
surprising to me.
dick isn't pierced, and you're not 71, and you ended up pulling it out.
I have time. There's still time for me to be 71 with a pierced dick and pull it out. So we go there and we go upstairs, and I'm expecting to see
No.
the worst.
You ran upstairs. That's what I say. From the get-go, we both knew it was going to be you. I sort of pretended. I was like, oh, who's going to get more fucked up? Who's going to do this? We both knew it was going to be you.
It
And
did
yes,
take a lot of liquid courage on my part.
you did have to run around, and you did have to drink at a lot of bars. But then once we got there, you were just on the first floor taking your shirt off. You're like, where's the third floor? They're like, sir, you're not there yet.
Sir, shoes and shirts at
And
this
you
point.
were just running up the stairs, probably because you were just like, I don't want to lose my nerve.
Yeah, but when I got there, I was like, oh shit, it's just a bar and nobody's naked. So I don't want to be the first person who gets naked.
It's just a bar with the toughest security guys sitting on each side
Yeah,
of
they're
a
not fucking
huge
around.
sign that says no cell phones.
Do not use your fucking
Do
cell phone.
not use your cell phone.
Don't do your Wordle. Don't text your kids. Don't
Yeah.
call your parents. And don't take a picture.
Right.
No fucking cell phones.
So I come up with you, and there's no question that we're together. It's not like I'm lying. I'm like, that's my husband. You saw us walk in together. I'm holding his clothes. Like, he wouldn't just give his clothes to a stranger. It's my husband. You're the only naked dude. No one else is naked. So I look at these two guys. I'm like, can I please take a picture? Please. Like, it's my husband. There's no one else. I'm not going to capture anyone else. I've got his permission. He knows I'm not going to misuse the pictures. Can I please take his picture? And they were just like,
Abso-fucking-lutely
yeah.
not.
They were like, ma'am, if you take that fucking phone out, if you reach for your back pocket one more time, we're going to tackle you. We're going to punch
And
you in
throw
the
you off
face."
this 3-story building.
Yeah. They were fucking serious about the no phones.
So being naked up there, it was a nice day. It was warm, but like when you get naked and your balls and your dick are kind of swinging around and like kind of flowing through the wind, like it's very freeing and nice. I was like, oh, this is nice. Like my testicles and my dick, they don't get to just kind of feel the breeze. It's not a thing that guys get to do. So I was like,
yeah, don't
this
get
is
used
very
to it.
freeing.
You're not going to get to do it again.
No?
No, this is not going to be something that we go seek out now.
I'm like, honey, my balls need to swing.
Yeah, yeah.
I need to feel the breeze on my
So
dick.
freeing. Yeah, no.
So I got a
that
little
was
feel for
one-off.
that. You were trying to take my photo. You were bad at it because you're bad at crimes.
Oh,
you don't know
yeah.
how to do crimes.
No, terrible crimes.
And I was like, dude, just turn your back to these guys and pull out of your pocket and kind of just click. You don't have to make a big fucking production out of it. Ansel Adams, just take the shot. And then another lady, she was taking all kinds of pictures of my dick.
Yeah.
So then luckily you got to go downstairs and then you guys did the iPhone cell phone sex called AirDrop and you got the photos.
Yeah, no, I got in trouble because she took the pictures. And so she told me, she's like, look, I can commit crimes that you can't. I took the pictures. And she's like, I'll share them with you. And she's still being all discreet, not even thinking, have it. I'm like, oh, I know I can't take a picture, but now you're going to share the pictures with me. Let me get my phone out and get your phone number.
Yes.
they
That's when you
looked
got
at me
busted.
again, and they yelled at me again. And they're just like, and I'm like, no, not to take pictures. just
Lady,
to
we're
get
not
her
going to tell you
phone
again.
number."
Put your fucking cell phone
Yeah.
down and no one wants to see your husband's dick anyways.
So then me and the other gal, we ran into the stairway and we went downstairs and she airdropped.
you did the porno trade.
Yeah, we exchanged your picture.
So I eventually put my swimming trunks on, and so I think it was enough. enough. Everyone had seen enough of it.
Yeah.
It's just not that great anyways, so nobody was that excited about it.
You were.
Well, I never got to feel the breeze on it before. I've never stood on a third-story building buck naked and let the breeze run through my testicles. Like, it was
I gotta
nice.
tell you, I wasn't even really like there for it or present for it because I was haggling with the security guards. Let me take his picture. So I missed a lot of it. Like in my mind, you were only naked for like 3 seconds.
I was kind of dancing around, and when you realize when you dance and you're naked, your balls and dick are kind of flapping around, I was kind of doing a little dance. And the lady who took my picture, she was like laughing about it. I was like, hey, this is pretty fun. You know what I mean? Her husband's looking at me like, this is not fucking cool, dude. I'm like, hey, man, what are you going to do about it? The security guard over here says you can't do shit. I had my own personal security.
Yeah.
They were only there to protect me and my body.
I don't think anyone was. I mean, not that you're not wonderful and sexy.
She
and
looked
beautiful.
down. The funny part is you're my wife.
I don't think anyone felt threatened.
I was buck naked in front of you. You would not look down. You're like looking at my eyes. And I'm like, it's me. Like, you've seen this many times. What's the big deal? And you're just like laser focused at me. Like, I won't look down. And I'm like, it's fine. The girl next to you is just staring right at it and laughing at me because I'm dancing around with it.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't do it.
Your Puritan upbringing is ridiculous.
I didn't want to give you the satisfaction.
Yes, I'm not going to look at that motherfucker. Turn the lights off.
Yeah. Like, nobody look at him. We don't want him to like this.
Yeah, exactly. No one encourages this behavior. This motherfucker will start taking me to every nudist colony in the country before we get home.
For the record, we did not see any over 70 old dudes naked.
No, I didn't see a single
saw
pierced dick.
One 50-year-old naked dude for a few seconds.
Who was that?
You.
Oh, shit. When you said it was a 50-year-old, I'm like, who's the old 50-year-old doing that? I'm like, oh, that's me. You're talking about me.
Yeah.
I felt 21 up there.
And then we saw one shirtless chick at the bar.
I only saw her from the back because I was like, I'm not going to look at her breasts. I'm not even going to order a drink right now.
For clothing being optional, most people opted to keep their clothing on. Just saying.
Well, once they went upstairs, I saw my body, like, whew, I can't compete with that. So I think I kind of scared everybody off into getting naked. They're like, there's a level you have to be fitness-wise
Yeah.
and girth and length-wise to take your clothes off. And all the other men were like, I'm not doing it. I alpha'd the entire third floor of the whistle stop.
How you think it happened? That's exactly how it happened.
That's what it seemed like it was happening.
That's exactly how it happened.
Yep.
So then we left Key West, so fucking hungover, went to Key Largo, and our AC was broken.
Sweaty, hot. We did a lot of paddleboarding there. Awesome. Key Largo was chill.
A lifelong dream happened. We paddled the paddle boards out, and dolphins were just swimming right there, just frolicking right there by my paddleboard.
Yeah, not like a pay to see the dolphin tour. We were just on our paddle boards and they just swam up.
Yeah. So me being a girl who, likes water.
You have a dolphin tattoo
I have a
on your
dolphin
nether
tattoo.
regions.
Yeah. I've just always loved dolphins. Just, give me dolphin pictures and dolphin art and dolphins. So I'm like, oh my God, dolphins.
Well, I was there when you got your dolphin tattoo when you were 18 years old.
Yeah. I just have loved dolphins. So we took a picture and I sent it to my brother. And then my brother pretty much ruined my tattoo and my outlook on life and any joy that I have about wildlife or swimming with dolphins. Because then he said, dolphins are assholes. And I was like, how can dolphins be assholes?
They're so cute.
Yeah. Like, how can an
Didn't
animal
you see Flipper? It's a great
be
show.
an asshole? And then he says, dolphins are gang rapers. Like, what? He's just, oh yeah. There's like a big gang of dolphins. They just grab a female dolphin and they just rape her, basically. They don't let her go. They kidnap her. They hold her hostage. They just rape her. They're assholes. And he was like, and they don't even do it for procreation. They just do it because they're bored. And I'm just like, dude, you're fucking sick. Why are you saying this mean shit to me and ruining my best day ever where I swam with wild dolphins?
Don't talk shit about Flipper. He doesn't have a voice to speak for himself.
And he's like, they're aggressive and they'll attack you. Probably be careful.
Because we were super close to these motherfuckers.
Yeah.
On a paddleboard.
So then
in the wild.
You YouTube it, which in hindsight is funny because my brother has never done anything to make me distrust him. But in this sense, I'm like, you know what? We're YouTubing this.
I'll be fact checking this
So,
with YouTube.
Yeah, you YouTubed it.
Now my algorithm's all fucked up. I'm like, why is he into dolphin rape?
He says gangsters, and YouTube says they work in cooperative groups. And then he says rapists, and then YouTube says they try to mate with the female until they exhaust her, and she relents. I'm like, oh shit. They're fucking assholes, like he said. Dolphins are assholes. And then you found all these videos where dolphins are doing it to humans and they are like aggressive. And a video says that they mix like sex with aggression always. So they're basically a bunch of just sexual assaulters. And I can't unsee that. I can't unknow that. And everything that I thought was true about the ocean.
Now think about all those times when you were a teenager and you wouldn't eat certain tuna because you wanted to save the dolphins.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you should have just saved the tuna. It just fucking tastes good. Dolphins are fucking rapists.
I know. I
Now,
know.
don't you feel bad?
I do.
Damn, history's a bitch.
Dolphin safe tuna. You know what I want? I want a fucking can of
Yeah.
dolphins
You're like,
harmed tuna.
This fucking can guarantees one dead dolphin rapist.
One male dead dolphin.
Exactly.
Female dolphins are safer.
This is female safe dolphin tuna, and this is one dead male rapist dolphin death.
By eating this can of tuna, you alone have saved the chastity of one female dolphin.
I'll take 2 cans. It's so good.
Yeah, so anyways, that happened. Now I'm afraid to swim in the ocean.
Well, we got away from the dolphins, and we went and saw the big rat, Mickey Mouse.
Yes.
So we went to Disney World. We've been to Disneyland many, many times. Being from California, we've been to Disney World a few times, and this is our first time without kids. So we're just like running around, doing our thing, having a good old time. And they market that place as the happiest place on earth. But I got to say, to be the happiest place on earth, I sure saw a lot of screaming kids and a lot of pissed off dads. That's a very strange thing to say. It's definitely the most expensive place on earth, but I'm not sure it's the happiest place on earth by any means.
Disney definitely took my money.
They took our money, just like the story. So the story today, it was a story called, Hey, Disney Stole My Wallet, published January 20, 2000 in the Santa Maria Sun. A story about our son, Gus, who was very nervous about a lot of things. He's always nervous about Disneyland because we always took him there when he was too young and shoved him on rides. We're like, you're going to love this. And then Disney just every single time scared the hell out of kids. Like Dark and Scary Ride, a train with a dinosaur. Like just no matter what it was, and you're just telling your kid, you are going to love it. And he's like, I want to love it because you seem very excited about it. Like I should love it. But this place is fucking scary. And it is scary for a little kid.
Oh, it's loud.
Scary as hell.
So loud and dark. And then when it's not dark, it's bright strobing lights. And
And it's awesome. Look, we love Disneyland. We're all about it. We're Disney files, not as crazy as some people, obviously. We have a good time there, but we can recognize as people who love the brand, it's a challenging place.
yes.
Like Disney World was challenging in that you have all these different places, Animal Kingdom, Hollywood, the Magic Kingdom, Epcot, and you have to get around all these places. We were camping on Disney property. They have a campsite at Disney Fort Wilderness, a really cool little spot. They had Chip and Dale out there for the kids making campfire songs and shit. It was great. But like to get around, Disney has no fucking plan for you.
Well, they did. The answer was we just didn't want this to be the answer. The answer was go to the bus stop, a short mile walk from your campsite, which you and I would do a mile with our eyes closed any day. But we don't want to do a mile at the end of a Disneyland day. Like
We were
once,
doing 9-mile days.
once I've already done 8 miles at the park, I didn't really want to come home and do another mile from the bus stop. But that was the solution. Walk this short mile to the bus stop, wait 20 to 30 minutes for your bus, take a 25-minute bus ride to the park. That was Disney's answer. And I was just like, I don't want to fucking do that. I want Jack in the Box tacos DoorDash to my campsite like I get everywhere else in America.
A simple request.
And I want Uber to come to my campsite and pick me up. And no, you can't. Not on Disney property. Walk your ass to the bus stop.
Yeah, get on the fucking bus.
Get on
with
the
all
bus.
the rest of the poppers
Yeah.
who are angry and screaming babies.
And the bus stop worked if you were going from your campsite or your resort to a park and back. Where we screwed up is we started to get a little loosey-goosey, like we want to go check out this other resort. We want to go to Trader Sam's, the Tiki Bar in the Polynesian
Which
resort.
was awesome. Highly recommend.
Then from the Polynesian resort, they're like, no, you can't go to the campsites from this. You can't go from resort to resort. You can only go from resort to park. So then we're at the Polynesian and they're like, hey, you got to take the bus to the Magic Kingdom. And then you got to take the bus from the Magic Kingdom back to your campsites. And they're like, but it's late and the Magic Kingdom is closed.
So you're now fucked.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay, so you're going to give me a room for free here or what?
What's the
Like,
plan,
what's
dude?
the plan? And they're just like, have a great day.
Have your happiest day ever.
Exactly.
On the happiest place on earth.
Yeah, good luck with that.
By the way, thanks for buying 2 of those mugs. Only $30 a piece for the
Yeah.
tiki mugs. So the reason we bounce around from park to park is that we like to go to all the rides. When I say we like to, I want to go on every roller coaster, right? Love the roller coasters there. Expedition Everest at Animal Kingdom is probably one of the best coasters Disney ever made. It's phenomenal. Definitely do it. But I found out you have a different thing you like to tour. Like some people like restaurants, or if you do the World Showcase, you want to do all the bars. But you have your own Disney thing, which I didn't know was a thing. You like to tour all the bathrooms. You just want to go see different bathrooms. You're like, my favorite bathroom to take a shit in Disneyland is the bathroom by the teacups at Disneyland. I'm just like, oh my God.
I've never taken a shit at Disneyland or Disney World or any Disney park ever.
You would never disgrace the place with your fecal matter?
No, I just poop before we leave the RV.
Oh, gotcha.
You know that.
So you pee there.
Yeah, I pee a lot. I had to hydrate,
But
dude.
you tour a lot. You're very excited about I don't think you walked by
Oh.
a single bathroom in the entire Magic Kingdom that you didn't piss in.
I wasn't purposely seeking out bathrooms. I wasn't like, I want to go to the bathroom attraction. I had to hydrate a lot. It was humid. The humidity is so bad. I just drank bottle of water after bottle of water after a bottle of water. I have anxiety about like being stuck on a ride. Like I'm stuck in this line for 75 minutes and we get to the front of the line and I can't even enjoy the ride because I have to pee now because it's been 75
Or the ride
minutes.
broke, which happened to us a couple times. Yeah.
So every bathroom I see as an opportunity to just go ahead and, empty my bladder just in case we hop in a long line and I'm drinking a lot of water.
Well, that's fine as you're having your little wonderful Disney tour of all the water features. I'm outside standing with my thumb up my ass.
Well,
so
you
I've
should have
just, like,
drank more
nothing to do.
water.
I don't have to pee this much.
You don't hydrate as much.
Also, the men's room are fucking disgusting. I don't want to tour all the water features.
You
of Disneyland.
should have drank more water.
I guess.
And then in Animal Kingdom, you couldn't go 50 feet without it being an alcohol drink. So I did a lot of other drinking too besides the water.
Well, you found a very special thing at Animal Kingdom. You found a Slurpee machine which served Coke and Bacardi.
Frozen rum and Coke.
Dope.
Yeah, it was so dope. I just
Yes.
wanted to hang out there the rest of
That
the
is in
trip.
the Asia section of Animal Kingdom.
It was so good.
It was pretty good.
But when you're drinking alcohol, you also need to drink more water. So then I was just doubling
Especially with Diet
down
Coke. It's a diuretic.
on the bathrooms.
A lot of
Yeah.
peeing.
But it wasn't Diet Coke. It was real Coke.
Oh, you got the good shit.
Yeah, you can't freeze Diet Coke. It was frozen rum.
Which is why we gained a fair amount of weight at Disney
So-
World.
so
Eating
good.
all of the food and drinking all the drinks.
So we walked around Disney World, and yes, I drank a lot of water. Then we drank a lot of drinks, so I had to pee a lot. But we also noticed a lot of parents just at the end of their rope. And we weren't even there as parents. We were getting to the end of our rope too, like just with wait times and crowds and the bus
Your feet hurt.
and wait times and that stupid app. Like you have
Just
to
trying
do,
to get any food or get a reservation for a restaurant was
and
challenging.
you have to do everything on the stupid fucking app. I'm just like, Mickey, I don't want to stare at my fucking phone while I'm getting triggered.
Ooh,
and
you are
worked
getting
up
triggered.
right now. Yeah, no, because it was frustrating. So we were at the end of our rope. We saw a lot of parents at the ends of their ropes.
Oh,
and-
I did. I saw Dad looked at me. He goes, "I'm pretty Disneyed out, man."
Yeah, because it's even worse for parents because they got to keep we could just get drunk. They have to keep like their
We
energy
saw
up
some
and keep
bad
their kids-
parenting, I'll tell you.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. So we saw parents at the end of their ropes and they're reacting in ways that we were just like, oh shit.
Ooh.
But I don't know about you. It made me think like, fuck. Did I do that shit? Like, did I lose my fucking temper at Disneyland? Did I tell my kids, did I snap at my kids, like, sit down, or you're gonna love this, or stop crying?
Well, shit, the story just did that. Just seeing a Disney movie.
Yes.
Shut the fuck up. You're going to like this goddamn movie.
So I had a lot of guilt. I'm at the happiest place on earth, but I'm having a lot of guilt. Like I have this nostalgia, like, oh, it was so fun coming here with my little kids, but I'm also racked with guilt, like questioning choices and what did I do? And because Disney fucking pushes you to the limit. They're just
Well,
like,
it pushes your wall to the limit.
exactly.
Pushes your patience to the limit. Pushes your
Yes.
feet to the limit.
Yes, we're gonna work you harder. We're going to make it hard for you to get something to eat. Everything's gonna be loud and chaotic and crowded, and you're going to spend a small fortune. You're gonna spend 5% of your yearly income in this one fucking weekend. So you better have fun. And with that kind of pressure, when you know what it costs, when you're just like, this weekend equals my mortgage payment, if anything goes wrong, it just sets you off.
Well, not only that, you're in there with thousands of people, and each person's having their own bad moment. Eventually, you're going to have one, and they're losing their patience, and then they decide to kind of push ahead of you or knock into you, and you're kind of like, whoa, buddy. So you have this glob of people bumping into each other because there's not enough room in that motherfucker, and they're all kind of losing their minds, and it's tense, dude. It's fucking crazy right now.
Yes, it is. So, like I said, I don't know if you were feeling it or not, but I was feeling a little bit of guilt. I was questioning, like I said, I was questioning choices. So Gus tells us, drink this drink out of guilt. Like, I'm like, okay, if I ever yelled at you at Disney World when you were a little kid, now's my chance to make it up to you. I'm going to order the drink you ordered. I'm going to drink it or to take a picture, send it to you.
I love you, son. Thank you for your
Yeah.
recommendation. This is part of the World Showcase. So if you go to Disney World, Epcot, you can basically go around this huge lake, and all the themes around the lake are different countries. And every country has a distinctive drink specific to that country. So you either start to the left and go to Mexico and go all the way around the world, or you can go to the right and start in Canada. We go to Mexico.
Yes, start in Mexico.
Hell yeah.
And then Gus worked here. Gus went and did a semester at Disney World as a college student. So he worked there. So he knows Disney World. So he says, hey, this is my favorite drink. Go get that drink. So it's 20 some years later. later and I'm feeling guilty about the time that I might have. It's not like I can even remember. It's not like I'm like, oh, there's that one time that I shook the baby in Pirates of the Caribbean. I don't even remember. I'm just surrounded by stressed out parents. So I'm just feeling, like I said, a mix of feeling nostalgic and sentimental. And I'm just like, did I ever lose my shit? I hope not. I hope my kids only have the greatest memories. I feel guilty. But if they have a bad memory, I'll make it all up right now.
Yeah.
I'll
A
take
quick
this
text
picture.
with a photo will make up for all the shitty parenting I did for 20 years.
And the funny part about that was that we hated that fucking drink.
But we lied to our son, told him we loved it.
Oh yeah, it was the worst drink I've ever had. I was like,
It tastes
oh my
like
God.
baby aspirin.
Yeah. And I mean, we just talked
$12.50 we threw in the garbage.
We just talked about like a week ago how picky of an eater he is. It's not, you don't go to Gus because he's a picky drinker too. You do not go to Gus for advice about food or drink. You just don't. His taste buds work differently than the rest of ours. You don't say to Gus, hey, what tastes good here?
You got a barbecue recommendation?
Yeah. So I said, here, take my picture. Let's send it to Gus. Let's tell him we love him. And then we tossed it.
No, we don't toss it. What you do is you go, you want some? And I'm like, yeah, I'll take it. Let's try it. I'm trying something different. Because my favorite drink there was the Tokyo Sunrise in Japan. So good. Very similar to Rob Gina. So then you give it to me. I'm like, no, it's not for me. I'll give it back to you because this is the one you ordered. It's for you. And then you're slow playing me, dude. You're just like, no, have some more. Have some more. Have some more. I'm like, no, I didn't particularly enjoy it. So I'm going to go get something that I want to get. Like there's a dope espresso martini in Italy. Like, let's go get that. A guy in Trader Sam's told me to get it. I'm going to go get it. So then you're just like, no. Really, you should drink this. I'm just like, dude, it's not good. And then you're like, I know it's fucking terrible. I was hoping you would drink it. I'm like, throw it away.
But it's $14. I'm not going to pull $14 out of my pocket and just put it in the trash can.
Honey, the moment you booked a trip to Disney World, you put $1,400 in a day and you put it in a fucking trash
That's
can.
true. That's true.
So yeah, $14 was just fucking, 0.01% of that.
So right after we drink the orange drink, we're right by, there's a secret exit, the very back of Epcot at the tail end of the World Showcase. That
Near
secret,
Great Britain, England.
Yeah, that secret exit takes you out to Boardwalk Resort. And at Boardwalk Resort is a place called Jelly Rolls. So this was Gus's second suggestion. He worked there for an entire semester. He told us to do two things: get this orange drink and go to Jelly Rolls. Well, we just had the orange drink. It tastes like shit. We hated it. Now it's like, fuck. Now we got to go to Jelly Rolls because he said so, right? Like, that's how we were feeling. We were dragging our feet. We're just like, all right.
We love our kids. Like, hey, they gave us a suggestion. Let's go check it out.
Yeah. Let's go. Let's take another picture of ourselves at Jelly Rolls, send it to him, tell him we loved it, just like we loved the orange drink. And then we'll get back to our scheduled Disney plans. So we get to Jelly Rolls, we walk in, and all we're going to do there is take a picture and walk out. And they're like, okay, two of you, that'll be $44. I'm like, what the fuck?
To go to a bar?
Yeah, $44. So then we're sitting there like, Gus, he got to go here for free. He probably doesn't even realize it costs $44. Like, what the fuck are we doing?
Hey, he was a cast member.
But we're both like, but we saw all that bad parenting all day. And
Better make up for that.
Better make up for that.
Better get in this fucking place and pay the $44.
So we sat there. We're like, what time does this fucking piano shit start? Anyways.
It's a dueling piano bar.
Long story short, it was amazing. It was probably my favorite part of the whole damn trip.
It was phenomenal. They killed it. And I've been to a number of dueling piano bars in Vegas, Reno, but Disney, they just crushed it. They had 4 different guys bouncing in between each other.
Oh, it was so good.
They were great.
It was so good. So not so much the orange drink, but he nailed it on Jelly Rolls. And we would have never in a million years known that was there.
Yeah, because it doesn't even really advertise itself well. The logo doesn't even have pianos on it. It's just like Jelly Rolls. I'm like, I don't want a fucking cinnamon roll.
Exactly. I really
would have walked right by it.
I would have walked right by it. We wouldn't have walked by it because it's in a resort, and unless you stay at that resort or go to that resort, you wouldn't even know it exists.
No reason to go there, yeah.
Yeah, so it was totally worth it. So
it was good.
Next time you go to a Walt Disney World resort, y'all, go to Jelly Rolls in Boardwalk. It was so much fun.
And drink around the world. I saw this grandma. It was early. We had just got out of Mexico, so we're early on our drinks. Like, we're getting our way going. But we've gone around the world before. We drank every country, and you're loaded before you leave. Well, this family had gone from Canada. They were coming the other way. So we were catching them at like the 11 o'clock mark, right? We were at like the 1 o'clock mark.
Yeah.
And they are loaded. The grandma is just fucking drunk. And then finally she goes, hey, because they're trying to give us recommendations. We couldn't even understand what they're saying. And she's like, hey, I'm sorry. We're pretty drunk. She's like, we did Magic Kingdom all day yesterday, and we fucking deserve this. And I was like, yes, you do, Grandma.
Yes, you do.
Fucking do. Because I was in Magic Kingdom yesterday, too, and I'm going to get drunk into this fucking thing today. I just got in my RV a lot later than you did because it's a mile walk to the fucking bus.
Exactly. Yeah, no, they were hammered.
So that made me laugh. And it made me feel good because I'm like, hey, I've been there. And then you think like, man, how fucked up have I been? Where people are just like, this dude is lit up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Probably when my pants were down on the 3rd floor of Garden of Eden. People knew I was pretty drunk that day.
I'm pretty sure they did.
Here's the thing. I will say one more thing about the Garden of Eden. I wouldn't have done that on a cold day, right? On a hot, humid day, things are kind of hanging anyway. So I was feeling pretty well endowed. I was like, yeah, let's get this fucker out. Let's put it on
Oh.
display. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know. You should be real proud. Your balls hung lower than your dick. Is that the look you were going for? Hot, humid day?
If you look at the statue of David, his balls are hanging below his dick.
Oh, I never look down when I look at the statue of
Well, I'm
David.
just
I look
saying.
right at his
He's
eyes.
a magnificent fucking creature, and his balls hanging below his dick because that's what they look like. Unless you're a porn star, which I am not.
When you're cold, you're...
This is what I was saying. I would not get out of a cold pool, and run upstairs to the 3rd floor. Also stop. I only went out there because it was like a humid day, things were warm, and I was feeling good and looking good.
I don't look at dicks. I just don't. I hate to say this. I've been married to you for 27 years. Yours is the only one I know. But if you put it in a lineup, I'm not even sure I could pick yours out.
The brown shaft gives it away.
Well, yeah, but with a lineup, they try to match coloring. You know what I mean? Like they don't put, if the suspect is a brown-haired guy, they don't put him in a lineup with a bunch of blonde-haired guys. So I would say like if the suspect has a brown shaft, they're not going to line you up with a bunch of pink shafted guys.
Yeah, but you'll
You know
see
what I
their
mean?
hips. There's going to be like a Hispanic dude with like brown hips and a brown shaft. And there'll just be like one white dude with a brown shaft. You're like, oh, that's my guy.
Yeah. Well, what if they put like a curtain around it? You know what I'm saying?
You've really thought about this penis lineup a lot.
No, just now I did. Because I'm like actually feeling like, fuck, I don't think I could recognize my own.
So do you know
husband's
there are
penis.
parties where they have a sheet up and then men put their phallus through the hole and then the wives try to guess whose it is?
You
You would
got-
be the worst at this.
You got to get off of Pornhub.
No, this isn't Pornhub. Our friends recommended this. I'm like, we're not going to do it.
No, they did not.
Yeah, I was like, we're not going to fucking do it.
Don't tell me which friends. I
I'm
won't
just
be able
saying,
to
I'm
look
like,
them
we're
in
not
the
doing
eye.
that. Sarah will be bad at this game.
I don't do that.
She doesn't like to lose games. She likes to win games.
But I don't like to play games like that. But then I also don't like to lose games. Fuck. I was better off not knowing.
Well, I'm just saying, we didn't play. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so speaking of how long we've been married and how many times I've seen your penis, even if we weren't horny people who just fucked like rabbits, right? You've been married 27 years. You've had sex a lot of times. Like a lot of times. Even if we only had sex twice a year, which we don't. We have sex way more often than that. But I'm just go with me here. Even if we only had sex twice a year, like my birthday and your birthday, that'd be 54 times. Now, the reason I bring up twice a year times 27 is 54 is because earlier when we were getting ready, we were kind of, joking around and I made us a couple of cocktails. Oh, by the way, what are we drinking?
I
I'm
am
getting
drinking
back to this,
a
though.
skinny Captain Cocoa Boo, which is Malibu rum, Captain Morgan's, and caffeine-free Diet Coke.
Yes. So I made myself something new. I bought black cherry rum. I hadn't had black cherry rum before. So I mixed up some black cherry rum with the Diet Coke. So that's what I was drinking, getting ready. And I said, man, honestly, my favorite bartender is me. And you agreed. And then I said, my favorite bartender and my favorite salad maker is me. So I was kind of bragging about myself. And then you said, mine too. You're my favorite bartender, my favorite salad maker, and my favorite sex partner. And that was sweet. And you should have stopped there. Then you said, you're the best I ever had. Still sweet, probably should have stopped. Then you said, not just the best person, but just like the best times over and over and over again. Kind of like, okay. Then you said, top 50. Now you see where I'm going with this?
Uh-oh.
I mean,
So
we've
you're
done
like,
it.
what bitch is number 51?
We've done it thousands of times. And you're telling me that only 50 of them are like better than someone else?
You want to know what is her name? Who's number 51?
Yeah. And again, we're not talking partners. You're not Chamberlain. Yeah, you've had a handful of partners. You were just flat out saying the amounts of times that you've had sex, of all the times in your life, the best 50 were with me, the 51st was with someone else. And then I don't know if I come back in at like a high 52, 53, 54, or do I drop down? I mean, do I not come back into the list until like 67?
Her name was Elizabeth Shue. She was in Karate Kid and Adventures of Babysitting, and I was alone and watching it.
Oh, okay. Wow. So your top 50 times were with me and your top 51st time you were by yourself. Listen, never put numerical values to things because I like numbers.
Speaking of numbers, so we had a moment where we basically lost our minds ourselves. Even though we didn't have little kids screaming and crying, we really got pretty tired after like day 4 of Disney.
Oh, yeah.
And so we had a little moment ourselves, even after all these years of marriage, where things got a little heated.
It turns out if you don't have kids to take it out on, you just take it out on
Each other.
Yeah.
We couldn't get our dinner reservation any place
I
we
wish we
liked.
had a kid in a stroller we could yell at.
Our feet hurt. We were fucking hungry. You had to pee again. And we couldn't seem to agree agree on what we were going to eat, what we were going to do, what we were going to drink. We couldn't come to a consensus on any of it. And we were miles and miles and miles and buses and buses and buses from fucking our RV.
Yeah.
All we really wanted to do was get back in our RV.
Yeah, I hit a wall.
We couldn't really make that happen. And then I lost my patience, and then everything went nuclear from there. So then I realized, like, oh, we need an app. Basically, when you're in the bathroom, you can use an app to send me a message that says, hey, I'm out of 10 right now. And then you categorize 1 through 10 what it's for. It's like, is it humidity? Is it crowds? Is it hunger? Is it just my face?
See, I love that because you did bring that up that night. And I love that instead of just saying, hey, we need clear face-to-face communication with each other, like just say to me, I'm at an 8. Because of this. Instead, you're like, hey, go to the bathroom again, have a private moment, and then text me where you're at. Don't tell me face to face. Like, we have to separate to do this. So that kind of cracked me up. But I saw where you were going with this.
Well, because we're separate a lot of the times. You're in the bathroom fucking stewing. I have no idea. I can't read your mind or your face. You're nowhere near me. You come out of the bathroom. I'm like, okay, we doing this? You're just like, I'm like, whoa, I'm the one here standing here with my thumb on my fucking ass. What are you mad at me for?
So you came up with this plan that we're going to give each other clear communication with numerical values of like where we're at. And I did think that this was a good
With
idea.
reasoning. You can't just come out like, I'm an 8. I'm like, why?
Yeah. And you said, 10 would be the max. 1 would be super chill. Everything's fine. And then I told you, I'm not playing this fucking game with you. I'm not communicating with you like this. And you were like hurt. You're like, this is such a good idea.
It's a good idea. I'm trying to save our marriage.
Why? And I was like, because I'm going to text you honest communication. Like, I'm at a 6. I'm tired. My feet hurt. I'm done with crowds. I just need to tap out. I don't want to be with crowds anymore. Honest, self-reflective communication. Every text back from you would be, really? Question mark? 1.
I'm at a 1.
I'm at a 1.
I'm cool as a cucumber.
Yeah,
I just chill as fuck.
exactly.
I'm fucking everything's zen.
Exactly.
I don't know what your problem is.
And you're so fucking full of shit.
No, dude.
Yes.
You know when I go up from 1 to like a 3 is when you come around me
Oh,
and you're at a fucking 8.
cute.
And I'm like, are you looking for solutions or you just want to bitch at me? Like, what are we doing here? You want me to make a reservation? Or you want me to just stand outside the bathroom while you fucking have a hissy fit and piss for the 7th time in the last 7 minutes?
Anywho's it. It'll be a while before we return to Walt Disney World. I'm not saying we'll never go back. We had a great time. It's just, it is a place that you need to sort of retreat.
Yeah, I don't want to take it out
before
on
you
the
go
big
back.
rat. It's not his fault.
It's our fault. And actually, it takes, like we finally said, it was the 3rd fucking day
Yes.
that we finally learned what we needed to learn.
I'm like, man, if I ever came back, I would have this all fucking dialed by now.
Yeah, it took us 3 days to learn that stupid fucking app. It took us 3 days to learn the transportation and 3 days to just sort of lower our expectations of ourselves.
We can't see every single bathroom.
Yeah, I mean, Gus, at one point, because I texted Gus and I was just like, dude, it's so overwhelming. Like, I'm trying to cram it all in. He's like, you can't. I lived there for an entire semester, got to do everything for free, and even I didn't get to do everything. But there's this thing that weighs you down, but it's like, but this fucking costs so much. You start putting a dollar value on every minute that you have.
Yeah, you're like, all this shit in the Frozen ride broke. My wife
Yes.
didn't get to go on Frozen.
It's hard not to melt down.
She's pissed.
It is. It's hard not to melt down.
The interesting thing about Frozen, and you have to understand how Disneyland, Disney World works. Disneyland, no alcohol, unless you're in Club 33. And the Disney World Magic Kingdom part, no really alcohol there too. Then you go into every other park. If there's California in California or it's Animal Kingdom, whatever, you can just get loaded. Like they're just pouring the drinks on you.
Yeah.
So where they put the Frozen ride is interesting because it's in the middle of the World Showcase where all the moms are shit-faced, right?
Oh,
so
yeah.
When you
They put the frozen ride with all of the frozen drinks.
yeah, so you cancel that fucking ride. You got not only crying little girls want to see Princess Elsa, and you got a fucking drunk mom losing her mind. Like, I saw this poor cast member having to explain to people, like, hi, the ride's broken today. I don't know when it's going to be back on. Check on the app. You know what I mean? And then you just see moms with fucking fingers and shit. And I'm just like, we don't even need to go over there. Like,
Oh.
no one needs to go over there. It's full. It's like a Karen times 10 over there.
I got very much with Disney. And the cast members are great. Both of our children were cast members. I mean, they do take customer service to the 9th degree. Like, everyone is so polite and wonderful. But I did get where I was just like, say fucking check the app one more time, motherfucker. I'm serious.
Say
If
it
one of
again.
you chipper
I'm going to
Disney
shove this fucking
cast
Disney watch up
members,
your ass.
if you tell me to check this app one more fucking time.
So the crazy part is you buy your ticket and then they say, oh, it's not just a ticket. It'd be cooler if you buy the Disney Magic Band. So a Disney Magic Band is $60 and you get to wear this goofy plastic watch that basically has a digital code of your ticket. And everywhere when you get to the park, you can just hold your wrist up and walk in, or you can use it for the photo pass, or you can get like your meals paid for. Like it's just like a digital currency and just it tracks where you are. But what Disneyland does is they say, hey, not only are we going to give you that opportunity to purchase this and give us more money, but if you don't have the Magic Band, we have the opportunity to make you feel like shit about it.
Oh, yeah.
Time. So they're like, I'm like, hey, take my photo of, you and I stand in front of the castle. And they're like, okay, do you have your Magic Band? I'm like, no, I'm wearing a watch. And it's a very expensive watch. I'm not going to buy a fucking Magic Band. Well, I got a Rolex on my hand, motherfucker. He's like, well, I guess you could use a QR code. I'm like, okay. Then it's like, oh, you want to click this? Oh, Magic Band gets you this. Magic Band gets you that. Lightning lanes. I'm just like, fuck Disneyland. You're going to have me come here, pay the money, then buy the Magic Band, then give you $16 more per ride for the lightning lanes.
Yeah.
Per ride, y'all, to jump the line. It's a lot.
Yeah.
They're hitting you right in the pocketbook all day long. So sooner or later, someone's going to break, dude. And we did finally find a Disney cast member who was having a very bad day.
Oh,
And
God.
she basically just threw our fucking food on the table.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry, girl. I don't know what was going on with you that day, but boy.
I was like, sweetheart, you've got the wrong job. You need to go get a job at Dick's Last Resort where you
He's
get
like,
to act like
yeah,
this.
Dick's Last Resort will pay you more money to treat me like shit.
Yeah.
Why you're doing it at Disney World right now, I'm not really sure.
You work for Mickey. You don't work for Dick, baby.
Yeah,
You need to be nicer.
It was very odd.
So we completely enjoyed our time.
Yeah, doesn't sound like it. We're shitting all over Disneyland, which is
But
not
we're
cool.
not immune to the effects of Disney. Just
Yes.
tired feet, humidity, hot, crowds, overspending. And Disney would say, well, it's not my fault that you can't afford it. I'm like, yes, it is.
Maybe you
Make
should
it
have
more
done
affordable.
better in life, sir.
But we were kind of at the end of our rope, but we still really, really had a great time. The nice part was our son, he really set us up so that our last Disney thing that we did was jelly rolls. And it was the topping. It was like the frosting on the cake. And I don't mean that in a shitty
Just
way.
singing out loud,
It
having
was
a good
fun.
time, playing songs, super funny. They
was
played your
so
song.
fun.
You said any Bon Jovi, and bam, they played you right away.
Oh, yeah. And they called me out like, who said this? This is a great idea. You're still giving me a little bit of artistic license to pick the song. And I love Bon Jovi. And I was just beaming because, they hadn't played your song and they weren't going to play your song, but they played my song.
No
right
piano
away.
bar will ever play the song I put on the fucking piano, ever.
So the next time I go to a piano bar, which I just heard from a friend that there's one in downtown Savannah. So
shit.
it could be as
Tonight.
early as tonight.
We're going to see a burlesque show tonight.
But the next time I go to a piano bar, I got a fucking plan. I'm going to stick with any Bon Jovi,
Smart.
but I'm also going to pretend like it's my birthday.
Oh, yeah. If it's your birthday, people get pretty excited in there.
Oh, yeah.
You're part of the show.
You get all the attention if it's
Oh,
your birthday.
For sure.
So I'm definitely, if they're like, what are you here for? I'm going to be like, my birthday.
I'm 30.
Yeah, I'm like super excited about it.
Damn. Well, let's go have your birthday tonight in Savannah.
Yeah, let's do it.
Well, how old are you going to be, really? What are you going to go with?
45.
What do you think you pull off?
45.
Oh,
Don't laugh
have
when
some
you
fun.
say that. Don't
Say
laugh when you fucking
35.
say that. Well, I'm with you, dude.
Maybe with an older, distinguished, wealthy gentleman.
Yeah, you don't look wealthy or distinguished.
Shit. Maybe you could be my 51st best sexual experience tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Trying to work your way
I
up the
see what
ladder.
you're doing. You're like, I
Yeah.
got to give you goals.
I'm like, just, little performance. You know what I'm saying? A little effort on your part. Move up that ladder. Push Elizabeth Shue down.
With that, should we go see Savannah at large?
Let's go see Savannah.
Okay.
Savannah, Georgia. Let's go see some peaches. We're going to raise a glass to Mark Safe from Florida.
Mark, safe from Florida.
Cheers.
And that was Last Call. You did it. You survived an episode of Stories and Cocktails. But did Rob or Sarah's liver survive the show? I don't know. Tune into the next episode to find out, to enjoy some more stories and some more cocktails. By the way, if you want to support the debauchery of the show, then buy the host their next round by Venmoing a couple of gold doubloons at Stories and Cocktails. Back in the day, a gold doubloon was only 4 Spanish dollars. Who knew? Well, folks, I'll be right here behind the bar, cleaning the glassware and awaiting your return to the Stories and Cocktails podcast. Cheerio, friends.
If you enjoy hearing Rob Kreider's different humor columns here on the Stories and Cocktails podcast, then I promise you will love his novel, Cadet Blues. Cadet Blues is Rob's hilarious tell-all about desperately trying to survive the shock and awe boot camp-style training at the California Highway Patrol Academy. People from all different walks of life have come to love this book because Cadet Blues is simply a crazy good read. Heartfelt, inspiring, and damn funny. It's available in paperback through Amazon, eBay, or cadetblues.com, where you can get free shipping and a personalized autographed book. Or you can download a digital copy of Cadet Blues from Amazon Kindle, Barnes & Noble Nook, or Apple iBooks. Do yourself a favor and check out the novel Cadet Blues.